This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, or end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. It says that this is the power structure, fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared, have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands. There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with your local sheriffs, to get your constitutional sheriffs to say, this isn't going to be allowed in my county. Thank you very much. Take action. We've been talking about the onset of one world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money for a long time. Well, it's no longer coming, it's here.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people from my last video saying that nothing's coming, nothing's gonna happen, I'm paranoid, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you like this is where I'm working, okay? I'll read that. That's where I'm working right now. The man who owns that company, I'll say Elon Tusk. You know, y'all know Elon Tusk. Find the rhyme, the rhythm. He has us working 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. I'm an electrician. I wire up all the machinery that they're using to build the trucks. I'm wiring up all the machinery that they are using to build these robots, okay? We are working 12 hours, 7 days a week. I have worked for TikTok. I have worked for Amazon. I have worked for Samsung. I have worked for Fortune 500 companies all year. Nobody is pushing their people like this, okay? 12-hour shifts. He is trying to complete this for something. I promise you, bro, soon as these robots go online, it will kill 80% of the job force. All you people driving trucks in restaurants who don't think this can happen in Japan, they already have robots serving tables. They already have nurses that are being robotically projected from monitors to help patients. Your job is not safe, okay? 80% of the workforce will be killed by these robots. And as soon as he puts these AIs inside of these robots, I promise you, bro, they will think, be smarter, faster, and they do not need to sleep, bro. We call in. I called in 3 days ago because I worked 6 days straight. Robots don't do that, and that's what they are pushing for, bro. Have you sitting at home with the real ID, with your Fed now money, taking free governmental universal income, slave, bro. Victim to the system, bro. They do not want you out here moving how you want. They do not want you collecting resources. They don't want you to do anything without their knowledge, bro. They want to track every transaction. They want to track your whereabouts. They want to know what you're thinking, bro. And all they want to do is monetize and commercialize that. It's that mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is taking things that should not be for money or for sale and making them for sale, like your soul, love, things of that nature, bro. And y'all say that it's not coming, bro. It's right around the corner. I promise you, bro, this is coming. Where I'm working right now has proven that. This man sends drones on the top of the buildings, drones inside the building to count how many people are working at all times. This is not a game, bro. I'm telling you, this is just his company, bro. Imagine what they're doing. Like Facebook, all these companies are together. They're acting like they're competitors. They're not. They all have one agenda, bro. And each of them are doing their part. I promise you. I need y'all to really think about this, bro. They're building bulletproof trucks with robots. I don't know if you've seen it, but look it up. Recently, a guy just got pulled over in Dubai by a Cybertruck police, and it had a robot in it, and the robot gave him a ticket for using his phone and not being buckled up. And they sent the fine to his phone. I promise you, bro, these cars are not for normal civilians. You do not make bulletproof trucks for civilians. He is going to supply and fleet out the military and the police force, bro. We will not be able to run and hide. They've already stopped making V8 engines in trucks, and the Chargers. There are no more Hellcats or Hemis being produced. They're all V6s. We will not be able to escape this shit, bro. I promise you, bro, these robots are gonna take your job. They're going to be police forced. They're going to be the new revolution, bro. And we're gonna be on our asses like idiocracy. I promise.
It's like Christmas.
Yes.
Oh, God. All right. Okay, the moment of truth. Oh, the boxes are quite big. So, dangerous things. So I've been wanting to get a microchip in my hand for probably about a good year now, isn't it, Georgia? But look, they've got two different kinds of microchips. So I want the RFID one, and they implant it by taking in a big syringe and then putting it under the skin. Okay, so we're unboxing the RFID NFC implant kits. So let's see what's inside. It's from Dangerous Things. So we've got two things here. Oh,
That's actually inside that tiny thing.
so let's pull it out. Look, it's even on a little keychain for me.
So you can use it like this first while you get used to it, and then crack it open, inject it.
And then this here is, do not open until visiting. So, yeah, so this is the sterile kit. So it looks like we've got some patches and obviously the nice syringe to shove it in.
Wow. And basically in here you've got this little thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically plug this into your laptop, put your chip next to it, and it'll type into your laptop exactly what your chip number is.
Okay.
So this will tell you what the number is that you need to tell, for example, your gym. This chip is what you need to put in, essentially.
So it really is just the size of a grain of rice, isn't it?
I feel a little bit better having seen that, to be honest.
Yeah? You think you might get one now?
Maybe.
This is exciting.
Isn't it exciting? Yes. And I also want to ask Beth a very personal question. Since she's got her background in religious studies, people have been commenting on my content on Instagram and telling me that by getting my microchip, I'm summoning the devil. Something I found very unsettling that I wanted to talk to you about is people have been saying that I'm the devil, and people have been commenting Bible verses under my content. They've been telling me I'm getting the mark of the beast. Do you agree with them? Like,
Do I agree with them? No.
am I doing a devilish kind of behavior? Like, I'm keen to hear your thoughts.
No, so I'm an anthropologist looking at religion and technology. I don't come from a specific religious perspective, but I am looking at people who use these kinds of satanic, demonic narratives to talk about the future of AI, the future of transhumanism, people who are, like yourself, engaging with technology at the physical level, want to have it within their bodies, that they do tie this into their personal interpretations of apocalyptic scenarios. It overlaps with some more broad spiritual new age ideas as well about what's natural and what's not natural. This idea that if you're taking on board technology and becoming transhumanist or using AI, that you're engaged in something that's malevolent, that's satanic and demonic. These are narratives of rejection that actually you can see going back to the origin of other technologies as well. So, the printing press was responded to as the work of the devil. Some people are very literal about the satanic element, and some people are very literal about the God element as well when it comes to talking about AI. So these narratives interweave with each other in very interesting and creative ways. But I'm just, I'm sorry that people were calling you names online. It's not.
This is Black Mirror in real life.
Somebody just bumped into me, but we in Montreal, and they got this new thing just in the middle of the, you feel me? Like, I don't know how to explain it. What is this thing? This in Montreal, downtown. Me and my dog wondering, like, what is this? Look at this, man. It's the pyramid with the eye on it.
The pyramid was scanning people's faces and telling them information about themselves and their body.
Look at this, bro. I analyze one face at a time. It's creepy, dog. So, no, but you gotta see what it's saying to her. But peep, though.
They were scanning palms and fingerprints on the backside.
Just telling you, though. They want you to put your whole hand on it to get your fingerprints in their stuff.
I hear the train a-coming. It's rolling around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine. I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rolling, all down to San Antonio. All down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns.
This is what this God showed me. I see their right hands with a chip inside. Only I could see it, but it was inside their hands. So when they want to buy it, there was a square, and then they put their hand like this. And then it had teeth, and then you would buy the stuff. It will also say how much you have in your bank, how much you have left in your bank, and how much you spend for this day in this store, and a lot of details. And then I find that there will be no more like phones, like iPad, computer, like gadgets. There would just be a chip in your hand, and then whenever you want, you just summon a blue screen to pop out on your hand with nothing to support it, and then you can just type do whatever you want you want to do with the gadgets, and then I fast forward in time again to a time where they were burning Bibles, and then God just helped me to remember this verse.
For many decades, the dollar has been the reserve currency, and the system is what I would describe as long in the tooth. And the central bankers are trying to bring in a new system, but it's not ready to go yet. And we're in a period of great change and uncertainty, where the central bankers are trying to keep the dollar system going and accelerate. So they're trying to lengthen the dollar system, and then they're trying to accelerate bringing in the new system. So I describe the new system as the end of currencies. So we're not bringing in a new currency, we're essentially bringing in a new transaction system that will be all digital and essentially end currencies as we know them. So What they're trying to do involves essentially all the money on the planet. So it's big, it's complicated.
I don't want to start any chaos, but I know what's about to happen next. I've been preparing for it for the past 6 years. You know, people see me come and go, but they don't know where I come and where I go. What I do know is when I read the Bible, it does not lie to me. It says in the last days, leave the cities, go back out to the rural lands in the country, learn how to make your own food, because if you're attached to this system, they're going to own you. What's this country going to do when money doesn't work anymore? Because money is almost over. Then that means there has to be another system of barter and trade. Chips are coming. Microchips are coming.
What do you think is, like, when you say that's coming, what do you feel?
I feel like this country is going to find out it was never a country at all. It was always a plan for another plan.
Hey, a lot of y'all been trying to deny the market of you know what I'm saying? You can't deny it no more. You know? It's everywhere now. You feel me? People already got it injected in their hand. And the scriptures tell you, whoever have it in their forehead or hand will not be able to buy nor sell. You feel me? That's why you see these people already got it in their hand at the store, scanning, woo, so they can buy. They're ahead of the game with the market. They got it early, you know what I'm saying? The whole Elon Musk, he behind all this, you feel me? But the elites, period, he just a puppet to the elites. He on their side. Y'all already know what it is. But they all behind this, you feel me? But yeah, like if you was in the military, I know people that was in the military, all that, they already got this shit. They been having this shit forever. They inject them with everything. They multiple shots, all type of stuff when they get in the military, army, all that type of stuff that's under the government. You feel me? They been had it. It's a lot of them that did, you know. But they been that. This is what's going on. It's finna get crucial. This next president, after this next president election, y'all finna see this pushed out and then rolled out even more. You know what I'm saying? Till they start trying to force it on people. This is how it's gonna go. It's everything the scriptures is telling y'all is being revealed. You know what I'm saying? These folks already know what they doing, strategically planning everything. You feel me? But the market is common sense. You feel me? If you can't buy nor sell with it, what you think it is? You know what I'm saying? You know? And they bringing out this chip right now, this neural link chip. You can't buy nor sell if you don't have it. So what you think this is? Like, it's just common sense, you feel me? Then not to mention the lady that said that she took care of Elon Musk as a kid, and she said she seen the most craziest thing in her whole entire life when she was watching over him. And she, like, after what she seen when he was young, she knew that he was going to be the one behind the market. This lady got on camera and said this. This was his babysitter growing up. She seen something paranormal with dealing with him as a baby, as a kid, as a youngin', as a youngster, watching him. She explained it all. And now you see what he doing, pushing out the Neuralink chip, which is the mark, you feel me? That's why they even got 666 on the chip, if you go do your research, you know? You know, because 666 is the number of the and man, you know what I'm saying? It's the number of man, you know? It's a lot going on. Y'all gotta wake up though, man. These people been playing on y'all for the longest, but they put everything in plain sight. Like we just put it on the table in front of y'all, like, and you still don't catch on. You know what I'm saying? You blinded, and you're gonna be blind to the end. You feel me? And you're gonna fall for everything that they bring to you. Everything, like how they presented the to y'all, the fake ass. Y'all all took that. A lot of people perished. You feel me? Like, and then the doctors told y'all not to take that. A lot of them got fired telling y'all not to take it and what was in it. But y'all still just brainwashed by the system. You feel me? It's the same thing finna happen with the mark. It's gonna be a lot of people brainwashed, gonna run and go take it. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, y'all gonna wish y'all never did, because it's over with. Real talk.
Welcome back. When was the last time you wrote an actual check or bought something with cash? Swiping and tapping our cards and our apps are not just the easiest way to spend money, they're the safest way, unless, of course, we misplace our phones or our wallets, and then it's a nightmare. It is hard to misplace your hands, however. And soon your hand may be all that you need to buy anything that you can afford and many things that you can't. Because a company called Walletmore is developing a very teeny tiny chip. You see it there in the X-ray? That should creep you out. The chip is like the ones that are found in smart credit cards or debit cards, and the chip gets embedded just under your skin and makes your whole hand a credit card. Joining me now is Wojtek Perota. He's the CEO and founder of Walletmore. Okay, Wojtek, this is so futuristic and out there, but walk me through how it actually works.
Hey, so first of all, thanks for having me. Let's look at the chip as a super small card that you can use wherever contactless payments are accepted. So it's exactly the same NFC technology, which stands for near field communication, and therefore it can be used only for the near field communication payments. So therefore you cannot be tracked, you cannot be monitored, you cannot be spied with that implant because it's exactly the same technology as credit card.
So here's my worry, is that you can accidentally buy something by just having your hand too close to a machine, or you could accidentally have your data all stolen by shaking someone's hand, because a lot of times we protect our cards in cases that can't be penetrated. But if it's in your hand, it's really hard to do that.
It's not that simple, to be honest. First of all, you cannot lose money when you are shaking hands with anyone, because the implant is the passive tag and it doesn't have any internal source of energy. And therefore, the only option to get the read of that implant is to put it in the near field of terminal. So therefore, the other implant, which is inside of the other person's hand, is not capable of processing information. You need to have that source of energy, and only terminals that you can see at the moment are capable of providing that energy. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you definitely cannot lose your money because of the fact that you tap in a random place. Why? Because the implant is so small compared to the credit card. Normally, of course, when you tap the credit card, the terminal, it gets the read instantly. With the implant, it's a little bit different because you need to be super precise. And therefore, if someone is touching your hand, finding this perfect sweet spot, because that's how we need to look at it, you would realize at least 10 times that something is going on with your hand. So that's
do you have it? Wojtek, do you have it in your hand right now?
Yeah, of course. Actually, the X-ray that you saw was from my hand, and that's how it looks on my hand.
So show me your hand. Is it possible to see it at all? It's just barely standing out, right? Like it looks like maybe a little like a scar.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm popping it a little bit.
Oh man, that's crazy. Did you have a doctor insert it?
Yeah, of course, that's part of the deal, because we are only building the implants. And when it comes to the installations, we want the whole experience to be as safe as possible. And therefore, we built a network of partners all across Europe and the US. So therefore, if you are ordering an implant from our site, it's of course shipped to you, but then you need to schedule the appointment with one of the specialists who will just set it up for you.
So do you use it? Like, do you go up to a cashier and say, yeah, I'll just tap my hand? And if that's the case, what's the reaction from the sales clerks?
Yeah, of course. I've been testing it myself since the very beginning. I have been the first person to get it installed, and reactions are pretty wild, to be honest. Sometimes people just don't care, but because when they are stuck in the office for like 10 hours, they just do not care. They just care about having the payment to be processed. But sometimes the reactions are really extreme, because when I tap my hand and there's clearly nothing hidden inside of the glove or anything else, anywhere else, they are just asking, how the hell is that possible? You need to have a watch somewhere down here in your shirt. But when I'm just taking it down and seeing and showing that, okay, there's nothing out there, then the conversation begins. But in most cases, it turns out to be a like a positive conversation, because as long as I explain how it works and what's actually inside, they're pretty much optimistic about it. So there is an instant...
Well, I'll tell you what, there's still a lot of regulatory. I mean, this is a long way before its mass market appeal, but it is really interesting to see that you're on the leading edge of this and that you're doing it yourself as your lead guinea pig. Wojtek Paprota, thanks so much for being on. I want to stay with you on this story to see how you do with the business. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
We've talked about this in theory before, but now some employees are actually getting microchipped.
I can't wait till this starts here at CCO. About 150 workers at the Epicenter Startup Hub in Stockholm, Sweden, decided, let's do it. Let's get this microchip. It's about the size of a grain of rice. So pretty small. Doesn't hurt. You barely feel it. The chips function as kind of a swipe card. So, you know, we all have those swipe cards, like you have it in your purse or in your wallet or in your pocket to get in the building. This helps operate printers. So this is a shared workspace. There's about 2,000 employees, 200 different companies here. So, you know, you just go up, you just stand by the thing, and it works. It was brilliant.
Yeah, we've talked about this before on the show, the possibility of it.
The possibility,
And
right.
at first, I was completely against it.
Someone used it as like season tickets, right, for a European football, soccer.
And you just kind of wave your finger.
Walk in, right.
But, you know, I was thinking more about it and just the convenience of not having to carry anything, to just walk up to a door, it opens for you.
Yeah.
Just today, I recently got a new phone, and I realized how much I appreciate that thumbprint and how much I took it for granted because I had to reset my settings and type in the 4-digit code, and oh my gosh, it took up so much time to do that.
4 digits? Who's got that kind of time?
And now I'm like, oh, what would I do without the thumbprint?
So now you're ready to go the next step.
I'm kind of ready for it, you know? Let's see what other possibilities are out there. No, this freaks me out. To have something from your employer that's implanted in you, I think is too much.
How do you know there already isn't something implanted?
I guess I don't know.
Went through the HR process here. I don't know.
I don't recall anyone stabbing me, but did you read all the fine print of your contract? Yeah, you go home and you want to feel a little disconnected, but knowing that there's always something that's physically inside of you. I get this from an employer standpoint. It's great. You never have to worry about losing ID cards. You know, for security purposes. Security, it's fantastic.
Until somebody cuts your arm off and uses it to come in.
I'm not going to lie. I know that's like very far-fetched and just in the movies, but I would be worried about that.
Yeah, well, very rational fear. There are a lot easier ways to get into a building than cutting someone's hand off, I would think. Look, I actually am intrigued by the technology, and you think about all the things, especially like passwords, all the passwords you need to have.
Or even just to open your car if you forget your keys or something.
That said, I sure as heck do not want my employer tracking my movements when I go home.
Why? What do you have to hide?
I have a lot to hide. It's none of your business. I can tell you here.
The mark of the beast is a chip. It creates a boil on your hand, and it will happen. I'm telling you, I saw it. Whenever I was in tribulation with the Lord, people were trying to fake this little chip. And it's a lot like Neuralink. If you know what I'm talking about, go Google Neuralink. It's like messes with your brain. Okay? When the people get the chip, the mark of the beast, it creates an alternate personality. It alters your personality. It makes you calm. It sends out endorphins to your brain to make you calm. I'm trying to warn you, this is coming. I don't know if this chip exists yet, but it was very, very small. And instantaneously, when you get this chip, your body reacts to it. And I try to warn you all that people will seek death and they will not be able to find it. Because when you try to do anything to harm yourself, okay, in any way, or harm anybody else, it sends a signal to your brain somehow and calms you down. It makes it where you are like on dopamine and it's like all happy but they're like zombies. They're not there in their eyes. And I warned everybody that they will use the drones by the thousands, searching the whole area always to see if your chip communicates to the drones in the sky. This will take place. And if you do not have a chip, whenever they scan your body and you are basically with that one, they send the authorities to come and find you, and the drone stays on you with all kinds of technology like infrared and all kinds. You can't run. You can't get away from it, okay? So it hovers over and it flies around and follows you the whole time until the authorities find you to give you the chip. Or you get your head off, and they don't even give you a chance. You either take the mark or you're done, okay?
The New World Order really consists of three aspects. There is a New World political system that everyone today is calling the New World Order. As well as that, there is an economic plan for the New World Order, and that is called the New World Economic Order. In addition to those two items, there is a third plan for religion. You see, the planners of the world know that men need a religion of some kind, even if it's a false one. So they have a plan to give us a new age world global occultic religion. So really there's three aspects to this New World Order. A New World Economic Order in which a computer chip will be injected into our hands or foreheads as a means to track, control, and identify us, and will also be used to make our purchases and scan, explore.
Well, they've already put the program in Los Angeles. In fact,
right.
A trilateralist named Mayor Bradley, Uncle Tom Bradley, was responsible for putting this in dogs.
Right.
And your children will be considered like animals. And operating through the Council on Foreign Relations, through the Trilateral Commission, through the Club of Rome, through Global 2000, which wants to reduce the population of the planet by, 25%. 25, that's 1,250,000,000 people have to be exterminated by the year 2000.
Well, they can do that.
So essentially, this Illuminati then is the group of men who control not only all the money on the planet through all the world banks and the Federal Reserve and so on, but they control essentially all the governments. And so these men are planning to bring about a global form of government that's unique in all history. It's a total enslaving system of world communism and fascism, controlled by a hierarchy in Europe that Anthony calls what? The oligarchy.
Well, no, I call it the evilarchy.
The evilarchy.
The oligarchy of evil.
So these men are satanically inspired, and of course we get that term from the Bible, which means the devil. They're satanically inspired to bring about a global form of government to every nation on earth.